Give everybody a minute. Let everybody come on in. What's good, Sylvia? Hey, hey, hey. This is not my normally scheduled time. I know, but I got good stuff planned tonight. And we're going to talk about some things. It's the 7/7 portal, baby. I have linked in the TikTok shopping cart a couple of the decks that I will be using tonight. Okay? And maybe towards the end I will give out a free little tip on what's good, Ethereal Mortis, on some spiritual work. So we shall see, gang. We shall see how the evening progresses. What's good, Black Beauty, Nina, Malie. What's good, LGZ? Hey, Brianna. What's good, Shaquana? Hey, everybody coming in. Hey. I hope everybody's weekend, whatever you might have wanted to consider it, I hope it went well. What's good, Tawanza? I hope everybody's great. What's good, Draculette, Jennifer LaRoe? Hey, everybody in the house. What's good, April 23? We're gonna get into some things. Okay, first up, I'll repeat it again. I got some tarot decks that we're going to use today. They're linked in the shopping cart. So if you like them, you know where to get them. We're going to talk about this 7/7 portal. And we're going to do some other things. And towards the end, I may teach y'all how to do a little bit of some spiritual work for the portal. I'm going to put you on to some things. Okay, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody's rested. And we're going to get into it. The first deck I have here is the Miracle Mantras. Okay, really like this. I'm going to pull a card for everybody, the collective. Okay, Spirit, can you give me a mantra for everybody on this portal day, for the eyes that are watching and those that catch the live on replay, those that are meant to see the message, those that are to receive a particular blessing? What's good, Jeff 04? Can you please show me? What's good, Matisse? Please show me a particular mantra for those souls in the house, please. A mantra for those in the house, please. And we have, the moment I desire something, it already on its way to me. It's already on its way to me, okay? So Spirit is telling you that your manifestation right now is very powerful. Okay, this also means that you have to mind, thank you for the follow, Madeline, that you have to, you really have to pay attention to what you're thinking about, because what you think about, you bring about. Okay, what's good, Crystal? So this is what's going to happen. At the end of this live, I may take some questions. Okay, but for right now, we're going to be discussing the 7/7 portal. Okay. Now, if you want to stick around and ask a question towards the end, I'm more than willing to do that. But right now, we're going to be concentrating on the 7/7 portal. Okay. So, and I will only be taking those questions from people who are actual followers. So just so you're aware of that as well. What's good, Rose? What's good, Maine? What's good, Miss Lotus Wisdom? So Spirit is basically telling you, and listen, we're already in shadow of Mercury retrograde. And I wasn't even going to talk about that today, right? But the whole thing is that that's going to be amplifying us trying to get clarity about what we should be communicating, whether it's to ourselves or others, right? This isn't the season just changing from from Uranus to Taurus, going into Uranus in Gemini. This isn't the season to be like flapping your gums without thinking. Okay? So that's the first order of business. At the bottom of the deck, today I'm open to meeting my dream partner. Hey, 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 hey. I feel like there's the ability with this portal to wipe the slate clean, wipe the slate clean, wipe the slate clean. It has something to do with where we put our energy, if we're assigning to the positive or the negative. I know that there's a lot of negative things happening in the collective. I'm not saying that you should ignore them. What I'm saying is that happiness is a state of mind. I'm going to say that again. Happiness is a state of mind. Okay? Things and situations will come and go. How you respond to said situations and the energy that you hold yourself in is going to determine whether you are experiencing negativity or positivity. If this is the first time you seeing me, then you might not be aware that I ascribe that there is no actual bad energy. Joy is mine and forever. You better know it, right? It's not that we don't experience things that are what we may feel in our humanness contradictory to outcomes. But even in exits, there's entrances, room for new things. Okay, so let's bear that in mind. I am already having the technical difficulties because usually when I do the YouTube, guys, you guys are on my desktop. I'm doing it from my phone right now. So as I said, I'm going to be looking at questions at the end of this live. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the portal because I feel like, listen, this transit affects the next. You got to hear what I'm saying. It affects the next 8 years of your life. Okay? So more important than like the transient question that you might have right now about somebody that you might be talking to or whatever, this live is going to be more reflective of what the next leg of your journey looks like. Okay? So let's keep that in mind, that we're talking about big things and big energy. Okay, now I'm just going to give one quick statement because it's going to reflect on the outward as well as the inward, meaning on the overall humanity timeline as well as in your own personal timeline. When Uranus hits the 9th degree of Gemini, which will be, because it's an 8-year transit, right? It will be in September of 2027. There will be revolution. Now, that could be on a grand scale. Yeah, that could be the way that we do things. This could be politically. This could be in a lot of different ways if you're feeling what I'm putting down. Okay? But that also means that there will be revolution in your personal life. Who you are right now will not be the same person you are September 2027. So what are we going to do about that? And what are we shaping? Right? So this is like where you look at what you want to happen and now you usher in change before change ushers you. Okay? So we're going to do quick elements for everybody. I promise you, if you listen to your element, you will get a message for something that is a pressing question of you. I also want to quickly state all those water incidences, they're not over. Okay? Expect this to continue to about the 10th or the 11th. Okay? So, mind traveling, even if you don't see it in your weather, mind that if you outside and it starts pouring, you know, to be careful. Don't go, you know, drive through what you think is still water. Don't do that shit. Okay, because we have a lot of you. We're gonna see, you know, some earth tremoring as, you know, it, because Uranus left Taurus today and entered into Gemini. We're gonna see some earthquakes coming. Okay. I feel like this also could be like volcanic water earthquakes. And I don't know how to explain that better. Okay, let me get first, let's get a card. We got a manifestation card. Let's get, we're going to go right into the elements. So we are in Cancer season. So we're going to start with water signs. What's good, water? Pull up to the front. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's go. Volcano eruption in Hawaii, you see? And I've been kind of like off the grid because, you know, my father passed and yesterday was his service. So I kind of was busy this weekend, but expect, I really see like a major like earthquake coming. Okay. And this earthquake could trigger like, you know, a water event. How that happens, okay, tectonic plates, Spirit saying tectonic plates. Spirit, can you show me, please? Can you give me a card, one card for my water signs, please? One card for the water signs. Oh, okay, you got two. The void, stop, embrace winter, create cosmic wounds. Okay, remember when I said that when it comes to September 27, you're going to be a new person. Right now, there might be a lull in energy. You may feel like you're drawing in like lower frequency, even though some good things have already started to come out. Right? Like maybe you got a good job, or you changed something, or you just recently moved, or yada, 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 right? But there's still like this drag on the energy. There's still like this thing that is, what's good, Eve? And this is one of the decks. This is Starseed, okay? This is one of the decks that I listed in the shopping cart. But this stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Think of yourself as spiritually pregnant. Okay? I'll love you, Ryan. Right? Think of yourself as spiritually pregnant. Okay? Where right now you are incubating the next chapter. Now, what is it that you want to create with that incubation? Remember that Pluto is in Aquarius, which is saying, you know, humanity versus authoritarianism. It's also for the public. This is the age of Aquarius, right? So this means that Spirit's going to work on those things that are best for the collective. And that can come in a jarring way when Gemini is in Uranus because it's trying to clear some things out, okay? So you could feel a little like you don't know where to put the sadness or where the sadness is coming from. Where's what's good, April, right? But it's also because you're picking up energy, water signs. You have also here empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours, right? So with all this heavy energy in the collective, you're feeling, you know, that which other people are experiencing. Not all of it is yours. Thank you for the gift, my love, right? Not all of it is yours. Right? Also, you're pulling up some things that need to be purged so that you can go into a new timeline. I'm a Leo, but I feel like you're talking to... Yes, because you're not just a Leo. You have other aspects in your chart. You should discover your chart. You probably have some significant water. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, it says portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Isn't that what I just said? that you have to decide what you're going to use this pregnant energy for, this incubation energy for. So you could let the void and darkness, and listen, a lot of people have negative energy around the word darkness, but that's where children are created, right? And the womb is a dark place, and yet it creates life. So don't be afraid of the shadow work, water signs. I feel like there's some kind of immense discovery that changes your mindset in some way on a large scale, okay? If you are not following me on other places where you could watch this on the replay, you need to be doing that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? We are live right now on TikTok and YouTube simultaneously. Spirit, who are my water signs? Can you show me, please? Look what's at the bottom of the deck. Moon, and it wasn't reversed when I picked it up. So it's telling me there might have been something that you didn't want to necessarily look at. But now the time, it can't be hidden anymore. Okay? It's like in your face. Okay? It's in your face. Okay? This is probably has something to do with somebody else's emotion. Something that you didn't want to see. But you could feel it. You could feel it. You've been feeling it. And maybe you were trying to avoid that, but now you can't anymore, okay? Tower coming out crossed. Seven of Swords, you see? Listen, my cards, I'm telling y'all, and the cards are coming out. Happy birthday. Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Four of Wands. With the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's going on here. We're going to use here the Light Seers deck. This is also linked. Okay. What's good, Cynthia? You're still watching? Good. Hang out. I promise you, you'll enjoy this. And you're going to learn a lot about not only astrology and tarot, but about yourself. Because sometimes a lot of the tarot readers, they just telling you, you know, about transient things, but they're not telling you how to use it to help yourself, okay? And that's what we specialize in over here. Nine of Pentacles, okay? So this is about being independent, okay? I feel like a lot of the water signs, thank you, my love. I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is telling me that you guys are really now starting to get in a more financially stable place. You may even have the concept of the new chapter of how you're going to make that bread, bread. Okay, Magician, okay? With Jupiter in the house of Cancer, which is going to affect all the water elements. Y'all can make that serious bread if you just take chances on concepts and ideas, especially those that you dream. Right now, you got the Ten of Cups in reverse, right? It may be on the back of some kind of heartbreak. This could also be like something that made you feel undesirable, okay? I'm not taking any personal questions right now. I may do them at the end, but for right now, we're concentrating on the elements for the portal. Today's a portal day, 7/7. If you listen to your element, I promise you will get your answer. What did I say about being pregnant? Some of y'all can really get pregnant. Y'all, you know, strap it up, B, right? With the Empress at the bottom, the Empress coming out of the Tower, there could be some surprise births, okay? There could be people, male or female, who have just decided that they kicked off their, dream career or something, and then boom, they find out that they're pregnant. Okay, at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. Is it true? Yeah. Is it true love? Two of Cups. This could be the concept like, hey, is there enough love in this situation? We haven't been dating that long. I wasn't thinking about getting married. Having a child. I was actually more thinking like I was going to concentrate on my career. Could be something like that. Yeah. Okay? For others of you, you're birthing a business right now. This could be a water business. Like, what I mean by that is that this could be something that has to do with emotions or the flow, right? Yoga, what do they call that when you float in the water, or when you do the ropes hanging from the ceiling, right? All these things that have to do with coming into alignment, very much possible. Why is this Seven of Swords here? But there's definitely something going on, and I think that it is somehow connected to an experience that you had of pain, an experience that you might have taken as rejection, something that you thought was like the worst thing in the world, the tower, and meanwhile it's actually birthing something new for you. You have the Seven of Swords coming out with the Queen of Wands. Okay, you might have not known that you're like the star of your own show. Okay, this is also male or female, like feeling like the ugly duckling. Seven of Wands, a protective bubble. You could have been staying to yourself. Three of Pentacles, okay, with the Lovers. Okay, you could have been in a third party situation that made you feel rejected. On the back of that rejection, you may have gotten some kind of idea, second wind. It could have come out of necessity, like, I need to move, I ain't got a pot to piss in, I need to find a job, I need to get that hustle back, I need to, you know, and then you get the ball moving. Now you're in a different place where you see how much you've changed, or, you know, you're starting to see the traction. Doesn't mean that your heart don't hurt. Okay, so you got the Knight of Cups here. This is my player from the Himalayas with a King of Wands, baby, please. Oh, so for some of yous, there was an individual, male or female, that you were dealing with that was kind of a Casanova. I feel like, you know, that kind of upended your situation. Okay, they could have moved on. I'm hearing that Kanye song, and I'm coming home tonight. Okay? I feel like you had to rebuild your life in some way. This also, let's say it wasn't a relationship. This could have been like a boss that just did you dirty. Either way, I feel like there's a King of Wands, okay? Aries, Leo, or Sag, or someone in that energy. Also could be a Scorpio, a Taurus. Right? This person that's coming in, it could be a Leo for sure. This person, they may have a certain amount of energy that is giving you the, you remind me of a love that I once knew, right? It's making you get flashbacks. You're like, I don't know if I trust this individual, what they want with me anyway. You know, I'm minding my business, drinking water, rebuilding my life. What does this person want? What's good, Rach? Right? What's good, keeping with the Kelly? Okay, so at the bottom, it's like you concentrating on your Nine of Pentacles right now. Magician, you manifesting, shit is clicking along, right? And then this person comes in. An Emperor, could be a boss type, could own a business, could be a contractor. I feel like it's a tower in itself that this person is buzzing around you in some way, male or female. You feel like it might throw your game off. Spirit's trying to make sure that you feel strong in your new essence, in your new chapter. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups out here. It's coming out with the Ace of Pentacles and the Strength card. Listen, I'm going to tell you what this is about. Something that you went through, that you overcame in the last 7 years, is going to appear in your new timeline in the shape and form of something similar, but not the same. it may throw you for a loop because it's going to be something that you want. Now, here's the thing. Spirit wants to see, will you get so confused and flustered and lose your mind and, oh, my man, my woman, that you forgot all the lessons that you learned, or that you can't maintain that new thing you birthed, or the new progress? Because guess what's going to happen? Spirit's going to snatch it from you, because that's not the mission. The mission is you evolving. So they want to see, can you maintain your evolution with something new? Okay, you got the Three of Wands here. It's like they're checking on you. What's good, unicorn? It's coming out with the Four of Pentacles cross. I feel like there's a part of you that don't trust yourself. You're like, well, I don't know. Five of Pentacles, I might fail that test, right? Nine of Wands. But the thing is that the reason why you would fail that test is because somehow, some way down deep, you don't believe it. Like, you don't believe you're the entrepreneur. You don't believe you deserve these good things. It's the only way it can be unraveled from you. Because once you see and know something, it can't be changed. It can't be unseen. So Spirit is showing you where your doubt is. Spirit is showing you where the work is. Spirit is showing you how you can best overcome something so that you can keep the things that you desire and have the discernment to find the things that desire you, Spirit said. Water signs, there's been a lot of barking up the wrong tree. Knight of Cups, the Casanova card came out again. There's also some over-pleasing, okay? Over-pleasing. No, I haven't done fire yet. Okay, you've been over-pleasing, over trying to compensate for some kind of shortcoming that you don't even fucking have. I'm not saying that you're perfect. Okay? Your mentor dropped you. We could talk about that. Okay? So it feels like they don't believe it because you don't believe it. And so Spirit got to prove something to you first before you can go and take that out in the world and have it reflected back at you. Okay? We're not doing personal questions till maybe the end. Okay? Right now we're doing all the elements. If you listen to your element, I promise you'll get your answer. Okay? So water signs. Is an external situation gonna take you away from the progress that you worked so hard to achieve? Okay. I'm gonna get one last card for water, and then we're gonna move on. If you have never seen me before, please do like and follow. Closing message for water signs, please. What's good, Angie? Oh, Angel, sorry. Can you show me one last card for water signs? You can let go now. Surrender to what is. Acceptance. Letting go. Water. Non-resistance, right? So again, the womb, creation, right? And you first have to believe in your own truth before you can have somebody else see that, okay? So if I answer questions, it's going to be at the end, guys. Right now, we are doing the elements. If you listen to your element, you will get your answer. Sometimes you guys are busy typing and not listening. And I swear, if you listen to your element, you really will get your answer. And then some. Okay? Promise. Okay. So moving on. Fire signs. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to get you guys a Starseed Oracle card. Okay, Aries, Leo, and Sag, come to the front. Spirit, can you show me, please? What is it that Aries, Leo, and Sag are going to be concentrating on? What is it that they need to know? Some outstanding, overarching, main theme in the next 8 years while this Uranus in Gemini is being activated. Can you show me on this 7-7 portal, what is the energy that's coming through for my fire signs, please? Aries, Leo, and Sag. Show me, please. Show me, please. You got 2 as well. Okay, so you got trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So first off, trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And I had said in the beginning that I felt like earthquakes, tsunami type water events, earthquakes, right? And I feel like there could have been a shift, or there's a shift that's happening, okay, where you are being moved from one locale to another. This could be physically. You could be physically moving. This could be a different job. This could be living in a different apartment, house. There could be an actual physical move, okay, but this also could be being moved from certain circles, from certain timelines, from certain individuals. I'm hearing, let it all work out, right? That sound from TikTok that they're always playing, right? The blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. There's something, okay, and in Aries, you have Neptune in retrograde, and you have Saturn in retrograde, which is causing, clarity, because when Neptune is dreamy, right? So I feel like in its retrograde, you're seeing something for what it is, okay? And it has something to do with some kind of obstacle that you were having trouble overcoming. And now you may be seeing why you couldn't overcome it, or what was preventing you from overcoming that, especially with with Pluto in Aquarius. It's like causing you to have to see. Okay, called is at the bottom of the deck. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Okay, there could have been something that you were trying to avoid, trying not to have to act on. Because by acting on it, everything would have to change, Spirit says. So it's like now, right? Now it's like you have to. I feel lost without my other half, who left me for another woman. He is also a Leo. We're together for 4 years. Okay. Oh, for 20 years. Okay. You should actually Bush Tamanda, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I really feel like you could benefit from some one-on-one consultation. Yes, Allison, okay? And if you want to do that, you can find that information in my bio. Invest in yourself at this time. It's important. Okay? Like I'm serious. All right? Because this is the season where you can actually pull some stuff up for you that could change the game. But if you find people that aren't interested in really helping you do that, you know, I think you know what I mean. Spirit, can you show me what the fire signs. Questions will be at the end, guys. Ace of Wands is coming out with the Knight of Pentacles. You have here the Three of Swords. You have the Page of Swords and the Emperor coming out slightly crossed. Devil at the bottom of the deck. Fire signs. What are you burning down? What are you releasing, shedding? There's an old timeline, and this timeline doesn't fit anymore. Okay? We're going to talk about it. Okay? If this is your first time watching me, get something to drink, pull up. I have not done Earth yet, babe. Get something to drink, pull up, kick your feet up, okay? And if if you're not following me, what are you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? If you're not part of my private community, what are you doing with your life? Patreon's an excellent way to get daily services from me. What's good, America? So, we have the Ace of Wands with the World. Something had to go. And it feels like it has to be burnt away, sterilized. And it's coming on the back of a relationship, sacrifice. This could be a sibling, a child, a lover. I feel like it's painful, but I feel like it's for a new alignment. Six of Swords. Okay, there was something here that was unfulfilling. And you were on, no, air signs was not done either. And you were in the business of saving something, But I just want to put it to you like this. This applies to men and women. There could be them one pair of drawers that you've had for a long time that feel really comfortable, but they got too many holes in them, babes. And they gotta go. Thank you for the love. You know what I'm saying? Okay? Them one pair of basketball shorts that if you sit down, you show all your business. Okay? That bra you can't ever wear in front of anybody. Sometimes we hold on to things that are really not serving us anymore. Okay, you have the Knight of Pentacles here. This thing was actually preventing you from fulfilling your soul contract. Okay, because it was causing a stagnancy in you because you had to be less so somebody else could be more. Let's talk about it. Knight of Pentacles with the Sun crossed, okay? This was also about you not outshining somebody. So you always had to play it small, play it small, play it small. How uncomfortable for a fire sign. Queen of Swords. Could be an air sign you're dealing with, okay? But there's something here about you seeing the long game and the Knight of Pentacles and knowing that you were capable to... It's like you might have carried this situation on your back and never been able to claim that you carried the situation on your back because this person would be offended. I feel like whatever it is, you kept the situation afloat, running, going, back to Kelly. I feel like there's something about returning to one's actual physical state. You could be going home, but this also could be about recalibrating. Something about not knowing your original frequency anymore, trying to feel where your energy best serves you or something. Or how did you get there? How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. Right? Spirit, why is this Three of Swords here? With the Justice, okay? Could be a Libra. right? But I feel like there could be a divorce. Okay, Three of Swords, Justice with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, okay? And this is 3, and Justice, third party. Four of Swords, you're in the healing stage. Fire signs, okay? You're seeing the truth, things that you may have pushed down, didn't want to see. Maybe you were afraid, okay? The Devil card, the binding, the fear, okay? I feel like for a long time, this person could have came back in and out of your life, or they used it. You keep into my life, and I'm oh so happy. So whenever they wanted to check you, they could just like punch out, and then whenever they were ready to come back, right? And you could have lived like on eggshells to a certain extent. And that kind of made you forget who you were, which you're the Queen of Wands, okay? So very, very male or female, okay? With the Empress underneath, like you was the thing that was keeping the relationship or the thing or making it flourish. But somehow you lost track of that, okay? So you got the Page of Swords out here across. I feel like this person often kept you off kilter on purpose, okay? Kind of blocked because it allowed them to move in places and behave in ways. This person is like a cad. They could tell a lot of like skeevy jokes. And then like, you know, I'm not a player, or I would never do that, but right? They like a lot of fucking attention. They could be a big flirt. Page of Pentacles. This was also done to make you feel like it's just a great opportunity for you to be there with them. Okay? I got a big ego, such a big ego. The Emperor comes out cross. Spirit, why is this Emperor coming out cross, please? Can you show me why this is? And the Emperor comes out cross with the Ten of Wands, okay? So, and the Hermit cross, okay? First off, this person, they use a lot of excuses, okay? Like, well, I could have did better if I didn't have all this shit on me, and if you wasn't always stressing me out, or you just give me a hard time, but you don't appreciate all that I do. And, you know, I have trouble being by myself. I told you that. So if you put me out, then, you know, right? It's a lot of no accountability. This live will be, yes, it stays on YouTube. It stays. Okay? And for those on TikTok, it's on live on both, okay? So the Ten of Cups. So, you know I can't live without love. And just making you feel like it's your responsibility. But the Ace of Cups, Spirit wants you to love you, because it's like you forgot how amazing you are. Okay, Knight of Wands, they want you to have, you know, in some, you know, extent, whether this love affair is with you, with somebody else, right? To fall in love with yourself again. That there has been some kind of disconnect, and it's from long-term emotional abuse. Sorry, guys, to have to say that. We're going to clarify this Devil at the bottom of the deck. Spirit, why? Comes out cross. But this person, okay, they have a lot of issues with them. Okay? It's not that they can't be alone. It's that they can't sit with their own soul. Replay that shit in your head. To be in the company of themselves is actually quite painful. They need to be with other people who can mirror light back at them. Okay? And that is the problem. What's good, Patah? You on the road, babes? So Spirit is saying, you know, for some reason you were turning off your intuition, or not wanting to see the truth, okay? Because you didn't want to have the work of the Five of Cups of feeling the loss, okay? But in reality, the loss is theirs. What's good? C2C, okay? I'm trying to tell you something. Like Arnesia says, a whole word, okay? Now it's time for you to learn your boundaries, okay? If any questions will be held at the end, okay? Now it's like you having to learn your worth, babe. Because somewhere along the line, my fire signs, you gave it away so that you didn't have to face the music about an individual who can't be true to themselves, let alone to you. Okay? So if you put, listen, I just want to ask one final question to my fire signs. What would happen if you put 50, just even 50% of the energy that you had put into that person, if you would put that into you? What the fuck would that look like, huh? That is some shit to think about. It's time to breathe it out. It's time to release some things. It's time to do the work because we're on a new 8-year cycle. And imagine what you can crack open today. You think it was an accident that you ended up in this live on this portal day. Okay? There's a lot of tarot readers online. I'm a shadow tarot reader. Okay? I'll get up all in your business. But we will heal. Okay? That was for my fire signs. I'm going to give you guys one last message. And we're going to move on to Earth. Spirit. Today's a portal, muñeca. And you wound up here. Exactly that. Spirit, can you show me, please, one last message for my fire signs, please? It's okay to forget and then remember all over again. The Voyager, return home, lessons, realizations, right? You can head over to, the other site. Now they want to give us problems if we say it too much, but it's running live there too, and you can rewind. It's okay to forget and then remember all over again. The Voyager, return home, lessons and realizations, right? So it's as if you kind of got lost in the sauce in building something with somebody that wasn't putting the amount of effort that you were putting, if that makes sense. And it's because they need to build themselves. So how could they build you or even build with you? Right? So they haven't even done the shadow work on themselves. And you've been so busy trying to stay in proximity of this person that you didn't realize that they were using your pain. I'm going to say something, fire signs. This person doesn't feel comfortable in feeling their pain, their grief in situations. So when they have a situation happening, okay? Lori, listen real good because I feel Spirit just said for you to listen to what I'm about to say. When this person doesn't know how to process their own pain, the way they do this is they make you feel their pain. And then when you reflect that pain back, then they feel better because they got it out through you. So they don't want to do the work. They want you to do the work for them. And that is not possible. And so what will end up happening is you will keep being and serving at the altar of someone else's pain instead of finding what makes you happy. They don't know they're doing psychological tactics. They're just trying to heal. They're just trying to get through their pain. Right? They don't know they're doing that. They just know it hurts and they don't want to hurt. Okay? That's what I have for fire signs. If anyone wants to book a consult with me, the information is in the bio. Okay? Oh, you're welcome, honey. Okay. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn to the front. I'm trying to figure out why you're being attacked. Exactly. I said it all. Thank you. Let's go. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Spirit, can you show me, please? Earth pulsing. Well, of course, because Uranus just left Taurus yesterday and we still feel the reverberations. Okay, Earth of pulsing, right? Loosen your grip. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, empathic starseed. Okay, Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time and nature. Okay, we just went through 8 years of Uranus making the nervous system overcharged. Connected. Right? Loosen your grip. Coping mechanism. Density, addiction, let God in. So for a long time, we've been in this free fall with Uranus, not knowing, first off, earth signs don't like that shit. We like to feel solid ground beneath us. Okay, this is a deck that I have linked in the shopping cart for the TikTok community. Star seeds, okay? So this coping mechanism, I'm getting an image. You're like in free fall. You close your eyes. You're like, I don't want to see, but it's giving you vertigo, right? There could have been ways that you kind of self-medicated in this period of time. This could have been eating, drinking. This could be AMSR. This is any kind of thing, meditation. I'm not saying that all coping mechanisms are bad. Okay? Empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. I feel like a large thing of what you learned, I know I learned it as a double Taurus, was how much shit I'm not taking from fucking people anymore. I mean, for real, for real. Up until the last second, up until yesterday, the test was going. I listen, I kid you not. Okay? And I feel like, and earth signs are already, you know, we're accused a lot of time of like being abrasive sometimes or being very stubborn, right? But I feel like Uranus made us have to change a lot of things and stay fluid and fluctuation and be fast on our feet and do all of these things, right? But now what we realized in that time is you just can't, it doesn't, some things are non-negotiables. Okay? I feel like my earth signs learned the non-negotiables. And baby, that's a beautiful thing right there. That is a beautiful thing right there. All right. Let's get you guys some tarot. Almost 2 years being sober. There you go. Congratulations on that. Talking about she a pinup girl, y'all. Okay. She relaxing while people in war. Spirit. So we have the 9 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, the Sun coming out crossed. Ooh, we're going to talk about it. The Wheel of Fortune and the 4 of Wands. Earth signs is learning how to make their own peace, make their own reality, make their own boundaries, stand on that shit, own that shit. 7 of Cups. We've gotten so good at it. We've gotten so good at holding our boundaries and creating what it is that we want that some people could think we're delusional. But the first key to manifestation is the law of resonance, meaning you have to be what you want to attract. Okay? You have to be what it is you want to attract. You want to have a happy life, you actually have to be happy. So walking around miserable and then saying you want to be happy ain't gonna work. Okay? Let's get into it. The 9 of Swords. Let's go. With the 5 of Swords. Earth signs, you've gotten so good at it that you're no longer moved by how other people want to kind of like knock you off your square, or have you engage in their territory. I feel like you have learned to speak softly and walk with a big stick, that you can change the energy in any room you enter. It's giving art of war. It's giving stillness as others kind of, they don't know how to read you. They don't know how to, it's like because that 8-year transit taught you how to switch it up, which is unlike earth signs, it's confusing to people. They expecting you to show up in a certain way and you're not doing that, okay? You've got the 2 of Wands here. It's coming out with the 2 of Swords in reverse. They were not expecting that shit. Oh, you thought I was going to pick blue? Well, I'm going to pick red. Or, you know, whatever that they thought would be the you they thought they knew. They didn't see that coming. I also feel like what it is in the past, you may have been very reactionary, earth signs. You've learned not to do that anymore. What's good, Virago? Okay? You've learned not to be so reactionary. You've learned to not only not be reactionary, but that same technique that was being used on you, you flip the script and you use it now at will. Okay? You're blocking things that no longer serve you, or frequencies. As soon as you pick them up, you're like, you know, getting it out. I heard excavating, which is an earth sign. It's like digging. Okay? So, you have the Sun crossed with the Page of Pentacles. Sun crossed with the Page of Pentacles. There was something here about maybe people expect you to act out of ego in some way, or I also feel like there's something here about Earth are drawing attention that they're not always comfortable with, and people expecting them to act in ego, or that they get triggered in egoic ways and they want to sabotage you, or they want to like throw daggers, or they want to see you flustered. I feel like that's not happening anymore. I feel like my earth signs have recognized that that energy, just like why I'm easy, easy like Sunday morning. Meaning we will put that shit and take that shit and use that shit and ride that wave. Don't play with us. That would have thrown us off before. Now we're going to ride it to the bank. That's what we learned in Uranus and Taurus. To take that energy. Oh, you don't like it? Oh, it's hurting your eyes to watch? I'm gonna suck in all that juju. I'm gonna use it as propellant. Jet fuel. Spirit, can you show me why is the Wheel of Fortune here for my earth signs? And it comes out with the 8 of Cups. We have learned to walk away from people so fast now. We don't wait. Maybe before, right? Earth signs, it was slow. They say, oh, well, earth signs, they're so slow and they're so stubborn. Thank you for the gift, my friend. Okay? But we don't even get, like, comfortable. Like, we're making our decision before we even took off our shoes. Like, nah, we ain't. Yeah, I'm fucking out. Right? Early. And it's not mattering now who it is, because the boundaries have been set. There's an understanding of who we are. High Priestess. There's a conversation that's happening with the divine. We are no longer confused. We are tapped in, baby. It's causing a release fast. I feel like earth signs, I'm not going to say it's all easy breezy, okay? We got a Uranus retrograde that will happen in November, but I feel like you're going to get a couple of months of break. Good for you. Now, I didn't say that all the other transits ain't going to be crazy, but I feel like you're getting, you know, a little bit of your sea legs back. You're like, okay, we're a little bit back on solid ground now. I know who I am, what I don't want to deal with. Some clarity is coming from that. You left a lot of people. How many people you got? Like 2? You left a lot of people in the dust, okay? Let's see this 4 of Wands. And it comes out with the 7 of Swords, okay? There could be something that needs to be looked at. This is going to be what the next 8 years is looking at. You're building the peace and harmony in your own abode now. You've cleared out the trash, okay? The 7 of Swords, though, you might be like, I don't need anybody. That's not true, okay? But you first are going to have to reprogram your nervous system, because this 8-year period, it had you like really jittery, off the charts, okay? The Fool, okay? You got to relax, okay? Relax, don't do it, right? This is almost like... oh, I don't have to wait for the other shoe to drop anymore. Okay? So you got to let your nervous system regulate, is what Spirit's saying. And then after that, you'll be ready for new chapters. Okay? So you got the 7 of Cups with the Strength card. Okay? That's like you steady in the feeling of, are we okay? Are we good? Is it safe? Okay, you got to get calm now. 2 of Pentacles. Okay? So that you can make some choices now. Because now you have to decide... what's the next chapter hold, and you can't know what you want to build, what you want to do, what you want to, you know, achieve if you haven't calmed down into knowing that you're safe. Okay, earth signs, that is the next chapter. Okay, and you have Judgment at the bottom of the deck with the Death card. Okay, you gotta forgive yourself here, right? I feel like you're kind of being hard on yourself for not knowing sooner. Or not showing up sooner for yourself, okay? I feel like that's strongly, okay? We're going to get you a final card, and then we're going to go into Aquarius. Spirit, can you show me, please, for Aquarius? I mean, sorry, for air sign. Really not? Air signs is next. Can I get a final message for my earth signs, please? We're going to take that one. Lover. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings, the lover, Aphrodite, passion, and abundance. You see, Spirit always knows what I'm talking about. Okay, it's time to relax now. The hard part is behind you. Okay, you may not believe that right off rip, but it is. Okay, so air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, pull up. We're going to get you a Star Seeds card. This is linked in the shopping cart. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Timing is not running out. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Well, Uranus is coming into Gemini. Thank you, my love, for the love. Uranus is coming into Gemini. There's going to be some major shakeups in the next 8 years. This is revolutionary energy. You will be uncovering new things of yourself, okay? I feel like there is a peeling away to a new version of yourself that you have yet to step into. It's a new timeline. I feel like you already kind of feel a little nervous. I feel like you might be putting it to the Mercury retrograde. It is not. Partially, but not really. It's Uranus. Okay? Let's get you guys some tarot. And then after this, I'm going to shoot a couple of questions. You got the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. What else, Spirit? The Eight of Wands. The Hermit. One more, Spirit. Thank you. And the Empress. I like that. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? You could have felt like you've been stagnant for the last couple of years, like things aren't moving. I feel like they will be moving now. I feel like you might get a little whiplash because it's going to be moving quite rapidly. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of fluctuation. Thank you for the follows, guys. I greatly appreciate y'all. Nine of Pentacles, Spirit. What's with that? With the Wheel, okay? It's your time. Divine timing is coming in, okay? This could be something in your career house. Check your chart. I feel like there's some kind of, also for the Geminis in the house, Jupiter is in your second house, Cancer, okay? That is going to cause financial glow up, okay? The Fool, there's a new beginning. You could have moved. There's some kind of new aspect. Maybe you had a child in the last year or so. Okay, there's some newness, a job, a place to live. Maybe you're getting ready to buy a house. There's some kind of newness on the way. What's with this Knight of Cups, please? And the Four of Pentacles. You could have been saving for something, okay? Saving for something, maybe college, for a child or yourself or something. Six of Swords, okay? I feel like you could have been planning something. What's good, Sam and the Empress, right? You could have been planning something, saving for something, waiting to move forward, okay? Hello, everyone. I'm going to get out of the hole I'm in. Yeah. Listen, because you're a Gemini. This is for you. This is Gemini's reading, okay? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? Hey, Wilma. Okay? So I feel like you have the Eight of Wands here with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands, okay? There could be a relationship that you feel blocks finances, or that you feel like this person's head isn't in the game, or somehow they are, you know, a drain on your finances in some way. Now, some of yous, you know, you may not break up with this person, but you may have to put limits about how you give and the attention that you give and focusing on yourself. For some of you, you're just going to flat out and leave because the Tower, okay, because I feel like you feel some kind of instability through them, from them. Four of Wands, okay? Now, some of yous, you fit in to make a move and you haven't said what you're doing, okay? So this is like the Tower, the Four of Wands, and the Empress. Some of yous could also end up pregnant and be like, now we need a bigger spot. Like, it's not a question of if, when, what. We need a bigger spot right now, okay? So I feel like that you're having some insight, some vision, okay? I also feel like you're getting messages from the divine about the long haul, okay? You got the Hermit and the Eight of Cups. You're already getting the itch to relocate. Maybe a bigger house, a different area, right? But it's off in the distance. For some of you, it could be even in another country. Okay, you got the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. It's something you are drawn to do, that you must do, that you have to do. Seven of Swords. It may seem crazy to other people. Queen of Wands, you are like so completely drawn to doing this. It's like giving you the pep in your step. It's the part that would heal you. Four of Swords, right? But there are burdens that come with this, okay? But a lot of astrologers, tarot readers don't tell you that the 10 of Wands, each wand is a burden of love. It's a burden of passion, or else you wouldn't even be bothered to carry it, okay? So you're going for something, okay? With the Empress here, and it feels like solo dolo. Doesn't mean you can't be in a relationship, okay? But this is for you, by you, okay? You got the Empress here with the Knight of Cups, okay? People gonna have to, you know, fall in line, 999, all right? Or they're gonna get left behind, okay? Because it's something about what you need, okay? And it's like that Chris Rock comedy where he said, I should have learned how to play the tambourine, and he lost his wife because he didn't want to, you know, be the backup person. He was so used to being the star. Well, you're stepping into the light in some way. Air signs, Six of Wands, you see the stage. This could be the mic. This could be writing, publishing. This could be online. This is some way where you're using your voice or something, okay, singing. This is something of stepping out of oneself, okay? Hierophant, okay? Other people could be telling you, like, this is crazy. And you're like, I have all faith that this is my season. With the Three of Wands, you see that? Right? Seven of Cups. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I just know I'm going to do it. I don't know what this leads to, but I know I'm just supposed to do this, right? So it's kind of like when I first came onto YouTube 5 years ago, Spirit just told me, you about to go online and show your face. And I was like, what? Right? And then the next thing I know, I'm in Reiki, and the next thing I know, right? So it's kind of something like that. And then when you get there, you're going to realize that all along, all the interests, all the experiences, all the things were leading up to this moment for the Uranus and Gemini to crack you open and to push you out into an area that you couldn't even see yourself birthing, but it's here now. Spirit, why is the Knight of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Can you show me, please? So you made the Ten of Swords, all the things that happened in the past, kind of like your story. Okay? It's like saying, oh, I never have any luck. If I had any luck, it's bad luck, right? It's kind of like the way you've moved through life. And it's speaking negatively, and in some way that's also giving you excuse not to show up. And I feel like the Ace of Swords, something happened, okay, and it was draining you in some way, and then you recognized, oh, that's really not true about me. But what is true is that I allow certain situations and I haven't followed my dreams. And maybe it's because I didn't know what they were or I was afraid. But now I'm going to just jump. Two of Wands, you made the decision already. Two of Swords, you don't know where you're going to land. Three of Pentacles, you don't know if your person is going to come with you or whether you will find somebody there. But Six of Swords, you are going to calmer waters, baby. And there goes the Ace of Wands. You're quite passionate about it. Okay, along the travels, you will be healing. Okay, this healing comes from finding the courage to believe in oneself. You don't know how freeing that is. I can say that because I just did an 8-year stint with Uranus in my home sign, and that will teach you, right? The beauty of chaos, because Uranus is the planet of chaos, change through chaos, right? So let's get my air signs a final card. And then I'm going to try to add something to you guys. And we're going to talk about some things. Spirit, can you show me? Goddess of the Sea. Abundance, purification, and ego. It's time to come home. Okay? And the Moon, duality, hidden gems, secret power. What if your strangeness is actually your brilliance, right? So now you're starting to discover hidden parts of yourself. It's like now it's kicked in, okay, what the mission, in these 8 years, the mission will be revealed to you. Not only that, but you will be releasing those people that don't support that. This resonated so well. I definitely needed to hear this as well as thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, so that's what's coming for you, air signs. You're getting a new freedom that you have not had maybe in all of your life, but Spirit's saying in at least a decade. Okay, it has to do with allowing yourself to be a different version of yourself. Okay? Gift of premonition and dreams gone. I haven't gotten anything in a while now. No, it doesn't leave you, babe. It doesn't leave you. Okay? It just means that right now you may be overly, like your nervous system, it needs to calm itself, or you could even be able to receive messages. Now, I want to show you guys something before I start taking questions. Let me see if I can find this one thing I want to show you guys on this portal day. I feel like this is something that can all of yous can get behind. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. So I have just added a loom. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, in Spanish, it's called Piedra de Alumbre, or the stone of illumination. Okay, again, in English, it's A-L-U-M. If you put that stone in a glass of water and sleep by that cup, maybe turn the tea light on before, don't leave the candle on all night, but turn the tea light on, ask a specific question, something you want to know, or ask for clarity on a situation, and put that Piedra de Alum or the piedra de lumbre, or the stone of illumination in your cup, and leave it in that clear glass overnight and go to sleep, I promise you, as the days go by, you will get your answer. This stone is to see clearly. There are many uses. People use this stone in their water to mop the house with, to clear away negative energy. Okay? It will slowly disintegrate. So let's say you change the water, the stone is smaller, keep the stone, freshen the water, put the stone back till it's gone. This will last you a good long time. I have linked it in my TikTok, in my showcase, okay? For those of you that are on live on TikTok right now, it's in the shopping cart. Now I'm going to show you something else for those of you that have altars. Many of you will have a main glass. You might have a little cross in it. You see the piedra de lumbre inside of it? The clarity is not just for you, honey. It's also for the connection with your ancestors. Don't say I never taught you nothing. If you like knowledge like that, you need to go over and join my alchemy group, okay? Listen, we be learning over here, okay? But I put it there because a lot of times people don't understand. This is not expensive, okay? This is not expensive. This is like $13. And, you know, those stones are going to last you a while. They're multi-purpose. Okay? You can, like I said, you definitely get one of those, right? So you can put the stone in a glass of water while you're asleep, and it will start to show you things that you need to see clearly. You can put it on your altar to get clarity between you and your ancestors and your spirit guides. You could put it in your mop water. You could even put a little stone in your tub bath so that you are getting clearing away. Y'all gotta believe me. I've been using piedra de alumbre since I was about 30. No, it doesn't have to be on an altar, okay? Like I said, do the glass of water when you go to sleep and you won't need an altar, okay? You also, if you're worried about, you know, having an altar, like an official altar, get a plant. And get yourself a pretty little bowl next to it and fill the bowl with water, and then have that alum or the piedra de alumbre inside, right? Babes, that would be a living altar right there. Okay? I feel like we need to teach people how to practice in the open. Okay? How to practice in the open. If you're interested in that, give me a follow. There's a lot of information to be learned. Okay? All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a few questions for a little bit because it is a portal day. I will only take questions from people who follow me. Okay? The questions have to be yes or no answers. Okay? And then let's see if maybe Thursday night I will try to come on and do paid for questions. If you guys are interested in that, where you can you know, do longer form questions. But today it's just going to be yes and no answers. So we're going to start over here at TikTok. Let me see. Okay, Crystal, will I be moving to Wyoming? This is the Light Seers deck. It is linked in the shopping cart, Spirit. If you are moving with a particular person, it may not be right now. Especially if this is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay, or an Aries. Now, it may be that you're being offered a position that is going to pay you more money, but you need to make sure that it's completely solid before you leave, okay? That's what I'm getting for you. There could be some things that are unforeseen that come with that. All right, let's go over to YouTube. Will Mel choose me as her partner? Spirit. Seven of Pentacles. So I'm going to tell you something, Amy. You're giving too much power away. Okay, Seven of Pentacles, okay? You could be asking, why does this person have the sole power of making this decision? And maybe they don't have to make a decision because they know that you'll wait. And the Wheel of Fortune is here, and you've been through this back and forth, okay? And they keep holding back. And maybe what you need to do is shift your energy and your attention to something that wants you equally as much as you want them, okay? That's my read on that situation, okay? Run more Rawan, okay? Ra, will Nick choose and make a decision to be in a relationship? Two of Pentacles. This person could have options. I don't know if they're a Capricorn or a Leo, but it feels like they have something going on with ego, and they may need a lot of attention to feel worthy. And you need to ask yourself if you want to move from the back seat to the front seat, basically, because as soon as you do, there'll be a vacancy. Do you understand? You understand what I'm saying? Miss Lotus Wisdom. Well, the executive assistant job I'm applying for at the prestigious university in my neighborhood. So yeah, you could get that front seat, but then what happens when you get there? The Wheel of Fortune, Four of Pentacles. I feel like you may get it, but it may not be what you like. It could be less than what you thought. You got a question before Amy? This is whatever Spirit sees is what I answer. Okay? So I feel like there could be something with the job that you don't like, or you don't hear on that, but you hear on something else, okay? There also may be some kind of, I feel like there's a place, I forget what they're called, like a job agency or whatever. I feel like they're the ones that get you there, okay? All right, let's go back over here. It wouldn't show you I was live? See, TikTok being messy. Is Unri hanging out with third party? If the third party is an ex, it's possible, or a Sagittarius. But I also feel like they could just feel restrained. They could feel like they need freedom. Okay? I feel like they could be talking to an ex. Somebody they used to just, you know, shoot the shit with. They may not be necessarily physical yet, but I feel like they are exploring, you know, if they want to really be in a couple, okay? Will I get pregnant this year? Yes, please tap the screen, guys. You've got the World at the bottom of the deck with the Knight of Cups. I also saw the Hangman. There's something that might be on hold about that, Shaquana. Spirit said be cautious because whoever the father would be, they may not be as supportive as you think that they would. This person may already have 3 children. Okay, Spirit is saying that be careful that this isn't an emotional reaction to feeling alone or feeling like you don't have support. And so it's like wanting to create the family you don't have or something. But Spirit is saying, are you ready for that? Okay? Are you ready for that type of responsibility? Do you have the things that would be necessary for that? Okay? That not to bring a child into a situation so that you can feel better when you don't have the things that you need for that child. Spirit, will I be in a new relationship soon? Sonia. 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. Finding a new relationship wouldn't be difficult. It would be finding somebody who can be faithful to you. Because you keep attracting people who are not treating you well, and it has to do with how you show up for yourself. And so it feels like what Spirit is saying is that they want you to spend some time in a relationship with yourself and learning how to lift yourself up so that way others can see how they should treat you. Okay? I'm going to do one question from each screen. Okay? What's good, Oshun Dina? Bendiciones. Okay? Is there any other question here? Okay. I'll take one more from over there. Let's see. Does Luis be on the phone calls with Kylie? He is having some kind of conversations, but it may not be with who you think. And then you have the 4 of Wands and the Star coming out cross with the 8 of Swords. It's like you're making yourself crazy with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, you could be wondering what this person is doing while they're at work or while you're at work or whatever. And it's just gonna, Spirit saying, what would happen if you put that energy to yourself? How would that affect your overall situation? Okay. I feel that strongly. Will Tommy choose me? 3 of Cups, Ace of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. No. Okay. Will I get a better client as a caregiver? So you got the Devil with the Sun. I feel like at first this person is a real pain in the ass. But then after a while, I think that they feel that you are like the best thing since sliced bread. And they're going to depend on you very very much so. I don't know if you are like,
Hello,
hello,
hello.
how are you? Bendiciones.
Good. Santo, Benicio. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. Just sitting here listening to Eric doing a reading.
Oh, okay. I was actually covering the transit of Uranus into Gemini. Historically, it tends to track for war, actually.
Ah, okay. So what's the conversation we're talking about?
Well, I had already started talking about how it's an 84-year transit for around the planet. And how that comes around in personal people's lives. So today is a portal day, 7/7, and we're starting a whole new 8-year cycle. I didn't see that you came in. I might have hit it by accident, but I'm glad you came in because I'd love to know what your opinion is on astrology and how those cycles sometimes line up with the ATRs.
Yeah, it must have been an accident. I'm not sure, but I'll give my quick thought here, Lovely. I follow astrology very little. Sometimes you'll, depending on the year or, like you said, the cycle, it kind of correlates. Um, but I don't follow it as much with the look of me
Yes.
tradition, right? I know with hoodoo, I know my godson does a little bit of astrology, and those kind of coincide. So I guess it would depend on the ATRs that we practice, you know?
So for me, I find that the outer planets or the planets that have the longer transits, like let's say Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, they kind of correlate more because they're longer, that they're usually like a decade long. So you'll find that they kind of go with the readings of the years. And
Yeah.
you know, because there's more meat there to look at.
Yeah.
Whereas like a Mercury retrograde, that's like 6 weeks or whatever. So
Correct.
you're not gonna see that on in the ATRs. But when you look at the outer planets, I feel like that very much aligns.
I was funny because we were actually talking about that this weekend, and you're right. I think with the outer planets, because of the time, you can definitely see some of the correlation, and it kind of fits with some of the practitioners. You know.
Yeah, I really do think that. I think that this is a 9-year, which also will correlate to Oyas frequency. And so you see that too, like, you know, the wrapping up of cycles, the change. And when you look at Uranus is a planet that really does kind of, if there was a planet that would be hers, it would be that one.
I would have to agree with that.
Right?
And so many of my god kids will probably agree with that too. So
yeah, and I think that, you know, so for me personally, because I became Palo in 2006.
Okay.
Right? But I learned to read charts when I was, you know, like in 1998. So,
Okay.
you know, over the years, it's kind of layered. So now when I look back, I recognize why Spirit had me learn things in certain orders. For me, particularly. That doesn't add up for everybody.
It doesn't add up for everybody, right? And I think that's part of your spirituality. And like you said, you had to learn one chapter first before you move on to the next. And a lot of the times, we're not going to understand it till years later, the reason behind it, right? And years later, you're hopefully a little bit more mature, you're a little bit older, you're a little bit, you know, in the practice, like you said, in astrology, you learned it, and you put that into practice, whether it is with your spirits and in Palo. you know?
Right. Like in my case, right? I always spoke to the muertos from birth, basically. But I was afraid, you know? So I stayed away even though I was having all kinds of experiences, and I explored all. Tarot came to me when I was 13. My aunt bought me my first deck, you know, and I started exploring those aspects. But when Palo came, then it started to make sense.
Makes sense.
Like I get it now.
And it's funny, right? Because you get it now, and Paulo, part of it, it's all also works with the moons and the stars and astrology a little bit coincides, especially if you're going to go and work outside with certain entities.
Elements, yeah.
You know, certain paths and things like that. So, wow, that's great.
Yeah, and I personally don't like to mix them too. You know, like I don't teach Palo out here because, you know, it's a closed practice. But
Okay.
I like to help people use spirituality to see their blockages.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the only way that we get, like you said, unblocked. You know, going into the spiritual realm and learning what we're good at or who's walks with us. You know, even if it's, you know, spirituality, like people, it's not what you'll think of. We're talking of ghosts and stuff like that, but it encompasses so much more, right? In your case, the understanding of why you had to learn astrology and tarot and everything else, because those are spirits that accompany us, that by us learning, they continue to move towards the light.
Yes, I agree with that. And I feel like, you know, for me, Palo's private. Like I share that with only a few people. But spirituality and astrology and tarot's for everybody. And I feel like I can I can share that knowledge with the collective and bring as much assistance as I can.
Right. That's beautiful. And where are you at? Where are you located, Lovelee?
I am in Florida.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
I'll be in Florida this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. I would love to meet your Ile. I have a feeling that you have a beautiful Ile.
Thank you. I thank you. I like to believe we have a wonderful Ile, wonderful God kids. You know, we're located in Pennsylvania, so this is kind of where we're at. We travel from time to time for different reasons. And this weekend it'll be Florida. So,
well, let me know if you ever have a drumming. I'd love to stop by.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I will actually. We'll have one in October. We'll have back to back in Orlando, to be specific. So
Yay! I'm in Kissimmee. I'll be there.
Oh, perfect. I will send you a message, sweetie.
Please do. And you have a great night, hon.
You too, honey. Thank
Bendiciones.
you so much. Bye-bye, honey.
Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. So, okay, I'm going to take 2 more questions and then we're done, okay? 2 more questions and then we're done. Anybody? Any advice from Spirit about my Libra? Yep, you got it. So, this person may be in a rebound. Okay, I feel like it's a fun situation. It may not have roots. And so if you look at it in that way, it'll be better. Because this person may have an unfinished situation. Or they're still trying to find their center again. Okay, they're still trying to find their legs, per se. Okay, 4 of Wands. I feel like they coming off of a 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, and so they kind of needing somebody to make them feel better again, but I don't know if they're necessarily ready for something. Okay, I'll leave that one there. And will my bestie talk to me again? Five of Swords, Page of Cups, and the High Priestess. So I feel like yes, but I feel like it may not be the same because she, you know, she keeps a lot of things, or he keeps a lot of things to themselves and doesn't necessarily communicate, and you may feel like it's different. Yes, I am too. T, should I let go of me and Justin, or just fix things but give him space? Okay, this is the last question, guys, and then I'm getting ready to go. Spirit said concentrate on yourself right now. Okay, this person is not in the right headspace, and neither are you, to be honest, okay? If there was something to happen, it won't be right now. And if you want it to really, and if you really want it to have any kind of chance of lasting, it's better to do your own work first, okay? That's what I have for you guys. I don't know what your question was, Stephanie, but I'm going to give you a card, Two of Pentacles. You've got options ahead of you in the Four of Cups. I feel like the things that want you, you may not be looking at them, okay? And the Emperor is out doing things that he feels he wants to do, drinking, maybe some things like that. Knight of Swords, okay? There's going to be an argument, or there was one, and it'll be a little while, okay? He might be trying to put you in a timeout, and what you need to be doing is figuring out how you disconnect your energy, because that person is reading how to respond based on the frequency you're giving off. So what they're feeling is your anxiety, so they don't have to rush back because they know that you're waiting. Okay? That's what I have for you. My alarms.